Yeah, those are messed up, no. Bad news, fit to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they trade that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I go with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zach, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like the dark. Any problem, let them go. We gon' snatch they soul like Shane Shaw. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harvey. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Throw them boys, we taking over. Call them up like set the day. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they trade that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our court. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count and when you speaking to me for. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. You can't do with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they trade that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our court. And I just made it call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
Messed up, no. Bad news, fit to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they trade that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I go with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zach, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like the dark. Any problem, let them go. You don't snatch they soul like Shane Shaw. Put them out of service, keep.
Most High Trust.
Let me lift this up. Bit up for the class.
Shalom, Israel. The Israelite School of Universal Process of Knowledge. Okay, today we're getting into the Hebrew language, Lashawan Qadash class. For those unaware, we're starting something new. Okay, as of today, all camps inside the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge will be starting to streamline their classes. All classes from today on will start to work in tandem with the Sabbath service of that city. Meaning what you learn in Sabbath service will be what you go over in Sabbath service will be what you learn the prior day in Lashawan Qadash. Okay? This has honestly always been the system. The purpose of Friday, this has never been an accidental way of doing things, like Friday being Hebrew and the next day being Sabbath service. Friday was always the place where you went to learn how to properly be able to come up and read at the Sabbath service. Then at the Sabbath service, You show off your skill at what you're able to read. Okay, so now we're going to start to better implement that. With that being said, just to let everybody know, all Sabbath services, by order of Captain Ash, will be starting directly back at the beginning, Genesis, the first chapter. Okay? So in the spirit of that, in the spirit of brotherhood and being on one accord, that's today's topic. Okay? Now, however, Salakia, sir, do we have copies lying around of the letters?
I'm not sure where that
Okay. We have? Come, the water. Okay, while we get the sheet of the brother, we're going to go over the Hebrew letters, just the basics. Okay, in the ancient and the Assyrian. This is this column is ancient. This column is Assyrian. Okay, no, for the brother. Okay, now, as you can see, if you need a sheet at home, please speak to your camp leader or the man over your zone, and they'll make sure that you get the sheet that you need. Now, brother, you see at the sheet, there's about 3 differences, okay? What you have here is, this is our original language as it was written by Adam, right?
Right? No silence.
Okay. Okay, and this is what's called the Assyrian Hebrew, what we created after our enemies. Good? And this is just a guesstimation of how the person was writing. This is printed. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to break down each one, or show you each one. Okay? And then I'm going to give you the sound. This is ah. This makes the ah sound. In Hebrew, there are no vowels. In Hebrew, there are no vowels, right? So every sound is basically just like this. Ba. Ga. Right? Ga. Now, so we're clear, I'm skipping over some things. Now, what you need to understand is these are not normal letters. These letters all correspond to a certain symbol. God. These letters all correspond to a specific symbol. I'll give you an example in a second. A few examples. This is Ha. These symbols, I'll use the first one because this is the most basic. This one right here. This is, hold on. Let me use this. This symbol right here is Allah, which means many things. So you know this is an ox. The symbol ox. Right? This one. It's a house. It's a supposed to be like a T. You understand? Okay, this is Ba, house. However, when you deal with these letters, these have certain symbols. The symbols have symbolistic meanings. An ox is strong or strength. We'll use this one for now. There's other ones it can mean, but that's the basic one. The reason that it's important is because it helps you to understand this language. Abba can be translated to the strength of the house, right? But brother, do you know what Abba also means? The strength of the house, or it can also mean the first of the house. Alak can mean ox, strength, or first. So Abba, first of the house, the strength of the house. Who's the first of the house?
First of the house?
Right. Who's the first of any house, any God-fearing house? Father. Abba. Or right? All of these, Father. Strength / first of the house. And that's how Hebrew fundamentally works. These symbols were put together to be able to understand what the person wanted to convey.
Right.
Now understand, because of that, we have certain problems in the past. Kalkatazar brought out, because of Hebrew, ancient Hebrew's pictographic background, certain instances, people do not want to take that. Certain instances in archaeology, they don't want to see ancient Hebrew as an actual language because it's technically just pictures. Like they don't want to consider it like a language because they consider it similar to cavemen speak or cavemen, because it's pictures used to interpret. Okay? So now you have those for a better understanding. I'll leave that up for a minute just so y'all have that. And then you have Gamal, Damiyah, Ha, Hana. This one I will break down. Hana, yeah. Hana. Here. Now, we're going to get into another word. There's a few of these that are actually, you got to understand, interestingly enough, there's a lot of English, Hebrew in English. We're going to get into that later. There's a few symbols and things in our nation, in our culture that are embedded just inside the language itself. Hana. Hana is basically teaching you how to point in the Hebrew culture.
How to point?
How to point, yes. That sounds real crazy, but this is Hana. This is how we point. This is where the symbol for Hana comes from. This. Hana means hear or behold. Right? Hear or behold. So, as Hazahab explained it to me, say like you're presenting something. Behold! Right? Your hands are pointed out. Now, you find that in different cultures. Like I was watching a video on YouTube, and they were going over things that spies have to do when they're infiltrating a place. And I asked Hazahab, because he spent time in England, and he said this is true. So you're aware, Europeans, as in Edomites, count like this. This is how Europeans represent 3 inside of Europe. One time while they were going over a movie where an American spy tried to infiltrate the Nazis back in the 40s and counted like this. This is traditional how Americans would do number 3. The minute he did that, get him. You're obviously a spy. So these are things that we need to know because there are cultural differences. Not everybody points like this. We're finding out our ancestors pointed like this. Okay, Kana, Wa. And another thing you should understand is some of these. Okay, we got to lose space, so I'm gonna erase some of this. Oh, shucks. Okay. Y'all can go back and get that if y'all need. Ooh. Okay. Y is in. Now, some of these are also words. Some of our letters are literal words. Ba is in, or it can also mean on in certain instances. Da can be considered do in certain instances. Ha is the. Like the, like Bahasham, in the shop name. Come. Y is in. I is I/I am. You'll only ever see A. From what I've been taught, according to Zahazahab, the only time you will ever see Anya is Anya Yahweh. He's the only person who actually says I written out. Anya is I written out. Everybody else just says the letter A. Yeah, John. Za. Now you'll notice a bunch of these are similar to what we have in English. That's because this is the first language. This is where language comes from. Ka. Now, some of these are pretty simple to understand. Some of these are harder when it comes to the pictographs. Like, okay, so this is Za, and this is Ka. Yeah, Ka. Ka. Now, this one technically should be said with a cha, right? But y'all get it down. Now, next is ta. Now, okay, yeah. Now, yeah, this is a basket. This is a wall. Now, notice, these mean nothing. This is our actual language. This is what our people created and translated. When they talk about, they found the 10 Commandments in Mexico, and they found, the 10 Commandments in Mexico, and they found another piece of Hebrew artifact in Ohio. This is the language they're talking about. This is what Jewish people used to do. This was also created by us. But this is not what our ancestor, Adam, the first man, created. Shalom. Ta. Ya. Ya comes from Yad, which is hand. Right? This is your hand. This is a Hebrew hand. Right? There's a reason I'm breaking this down, that this is the Hebrew hand. Right? And this is why I broke down earlier that certain words in English are actually Hebrew. because people be saying I'll be messing up my what's it called? My cars. The direction they go in. Car. And now it's time for the fun part. I'm gonna just breeze through this because we ain't got that much time. The fun part of Assyrian. For whatever reason, I'd love to smack whoever thought this was a good idea. Assyrian has double endings, as you can see when you're reading these. Starting at Ka, there's a second ending. Right, okay. As you can see here, starting at Ka, there's a second ending. At the end of a word, a certain letters change. So that's Ka, Ma, Na, Pa, and Taza. So let's get these out the way. This is secondary Ka. I put the secondary here. So this is Ka. I'm going to breeze through this so we can hurry and get to the Genesis stuff. Ka. Right? La. La is literally a staff. A more accurate, you might see La written like this, like an actual shepherd's staff, but yeah, La is a staff. La. Ma is water. Ma is water. Na. Na is a seed. Na is a seed. Okay. Sa is actually a flag, or basically we don't use flag, but it's a banner. Okay. Sa. You just make sure I get this right, y'all. Sa is a banner. Okay. Samak means to establish. So you understand all of the words that they correspond to start with the word, obviously. Allah, Ba, Gamal, Dalyah, Hana, Wawa, Zayan, Qama, Sanaa, Yad, Ka'al, Salakia. This is what I meant. Ka. What does that sound like in English? And then also why I said, I'm going to give you guys a second online to do it. What does that sound like in English to you?
Put it in the chat.
What does car sound like in English?
Ka. It's pronounced Ka, so it's Ka.
Car?
No, Ka.
Ka.
It sounds like what? It's an English word.
The first thing that came to my mind was car.
Ka. None of the words are different. Only one letter is different, and it's a vowel. Well, Wakanda.
You said Wakanda?
No, I said Wakanda.
Oh, okay.
Two words are technically different. Salaki. Ka. I'll give you a hint. This word means a hand. That's what this is. That's the imprint of your hand. Ka technically means your hand. Your palm. I'm sorry. Because this is why I differentiated. This is a Hebrew hand. We in America consider the fingers in the palm your hand. And we consider this the rest of your arm. But in Hebrew, the basically starting at your elbow up to your finger is your palm, is your hand. This is what we would consider a palm. This is a cop. A cop. Anybody online think they got it?
Nobody got it.
Nobody? You think you got it, sir? A cop.
Cup.
A cup. What did we drink out of before we had those?
Hands.
What did we drink out of before we had cups? Salakia, what scripture comes to mind? Anybody who's still, oh, Salakia. I have gave it to you.
You're talking about the scripture where the Most High said, send the other Akim who was leading like dogs.
Yeah, y'all laughing like dogs like this. I need you to take it like a cop. For those that don't know, the Most High is a militant brother, is a militant father. He basically told Gideon, take the men out to go get water. Anyone who's stupid enough to put their head in that water, knowing we're on a battlefield, send them home. But anyone who knows this is real and we could actually die out here and is smart enough to stay on peripheral, right? That's who you go with. He sent what? He only was left with 300. I know he sent a few thousand home.
Yeah, sorry.
God.
Yalad Daniel, son of Judah, can you explain why you say you are lost? The brother said, I'm lost. Laugh out loud.
John.
What do you mean by that? So that Osai Badger can explain to you exactly.
John, let me know what you mean so I could just better get that to you. Salakia, another one. Five guesses what I is. I'll help you. This is the Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew symbol for I. Five guesses what I is. Shalom. The word I was looking for is the word that sounded close to cop. Cop sounds close to cop, which is the same word, which is where that word comes from in English. Why? Because we spent a fair amount of time in that land. William Shakespeare was English. Ask Gentleman Hyman that Thursday class. Okay? I literally makes the I sound. This is not a vowel, this is a consonant. I. Right? It makes the I sound. Guess what that's based off? The I. Right? That literally comes from the I. Now, the last few. Okay. I can make one last one. Yeah. God. Alright. We almost done with these and we're going to move into Genesis. We're going to get the big words that you're definitely going to have to know for tomorrow. After I is pop. Now you realize, you can see a lot of these look just like some word in English. Some letter in English. Pa is from pa, as in pa and ha. The pa and the khana. Pa, right? And the second one is pa, right? This might not work out. Yeah, let me just write this one. So I feel y'all. Pa, right? That's the two different forms. Taza. Taza is not to be, okay, if confused with ta and za, it's a completely separate word. All right. Taza. It's like, okay, understand this word to mean similar to general soul. This is the same as general soulship. Right? Taza. Right. Kwa comes from sunset. Kwa. Ra is a literal head. Ra. Okay. Ra. Sha is T. Sha. And Ta is. Where have you seen this?
Yeah.
Ta. Where have you seen this? Come.
I think that in math.
No, what is this stuff?
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, what is this?
Like X.
Right. What is X? Well, think pirates. What does X mean?
Think what?
Pirates. What does X mean to a pirate? Come.
It's supposed to be like,
It's a certain saying. No, it's a certain saying. X.
Oh, X marks the spot.
Da. This letter. That's where that saying comes from. This letter means mark in Hebrew.
Means what?
Mark.
Mark.
To mark something.
Okay.
I marked this thing. X marks the spot comes from Hebrew. Okay, I'll give y'all a second to get this. So we got ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, ha, taza, kwa, ra, sha, fa. Right? And now we're gonna erase all this. Slap you. I got it. Get on this. Erase. Okay. So can somebody from Pakistan, can you read that on the board? Can you make out what that says?
So like, I was actually writing that the Assyrian age.
Okay. So can you read it? What does it say?
Top, let's see, oh yeah, bar, shah,
No.
bar, shah,
No.
bar,
No.
is,
Look, notice the connectors. The connectors are well.
oh, barak,
Bara.
shah, ya,
No. Bara. Ash.
ash, ya.
Bara. Ashya. Salakia, pig. Radza.
Thank you.
Aisha's calling me. Aisha Yara. Come here. Salakia, that's Bara Ashya. What is Bara Ashya?
The marks underneath change the sound.
Okay, we'll get in the connector since you're, okay? Initially, there is no connectors. These don't exist. When you read Hebrew, these don't exist. Basically, Mapatza, translate this. No connectors.
Shalom.
How do you know that? How do you know it's not Shalom?
Right, you don't have to lie.
No. How do you know? It's very simple. How do you know this? The same way a baby who's first time reading Hebrew will see this and know this automatically. That this is not Shalom. This is Shalom. How will he know?
There's a mob, yeah. You don't.
No. There's a Mahdia. So how do you know to stop short and say Shalom and not Shalom?
There's nothing connected.
No. I'll give it to you. He's been speaking it longer than he's been reading it. That boy came out the room. His parents said shalom. They didn't say shalom. So once they start to break down, this is the shah, this is the la, this is the ma. And you break it down, and he sees this word. Oh, that's shalom. The connectors are needed for us today because we don't understand how to properly make these pronunciations. We don't know that these two connect, and these two connect, and these don't. Right? Once you start to get into the language and start to learn, you'll understand. This word is just, this is a word. This right here is one word. Right? And this right here is a whole other word. And then there's a missing word. There's a word missing here. Right? In order to get this phrase. This is a phrase. Mafatiza, do you know what this phrase is?
Ha.
Do you know what this is? Bara'asha. Bara'asha. Huh?
Ha. This is what
No. What does this translate to? Bara'asha.
I'm not sure.
Anybody in the chat want to give it a graph?
Yeah, let's see if anybody in the chat got it. I'll write it in English. Bob, Salaki, I'm going to use it. Salaki, so time check?
806.
Oh, yeah, we got time. Bara, Ash, yeah. Barasha, okay? What does this mean? Don't worry about the missing word, you'll never guess that. You won't guess the two words around it. We already went over ba. What does ba mean by itself? Huh? What does ba mean by itself?
Like a ba in?
Ba means what?
In?
In. Right? Ba means in. So what is this? Ba means in. Now we know this word, we covered this word earlier. This is Rash. Ra'ash. If anyone's a Batman fan, Ra'ash al Ghul is the name of one of Batman's villains, also known as the Demon's Head. Raish al Ghul. Like, I didn't realize that until I started coming to Hebrew class. What's it called? Raish al Ghul is Ra'ash. I think it's Arabic, probably. The Arabic translation of it. Ra'ash. Ra'ash is head. Right? So in some form of head. One thing when you get into Hebrew, you will find Hebrew is big words somewhat built off smaller words. A lot of Hebrew is pros and cons, suffixes and prefixes to make new words. Our professor calls it a lot of root words, so to speak. Ra'asha. This is beginning. So obviously the word missing in the middle is the. Now, one thing you have to understand is some of our articles can be implied. Come.
Like, I guess the dot.
Yeah, come. Yeah, I know what's called. I didn't discount the dot. Sorry if I didn't mention it. But come, yeah, you did mention the dot. In the beginning. So that's what Barasha means, right? In the beginning. Okay? So now the next word we're going to go over is our higher. Who can tell me what our higher means? In the beginning. Alahayim. What is Alahayim?
You use a different marker.
Yeah, John. Oh. I think we need to invest in a what's it called, like a drawing easel. And just do it like that. I remember General Cabal used to have one. Very fast. Let me see how purple was. What's that? No, it's not that. Stop. Perfect. All right, cool. Good. God. All right, so we have Alahayim. Alahayim. Alahayim, which means basically the powers. Plural, right? Because Christ and the angels created everything. When you go read Genesis, the first chapter, you'll see this constantly. Alahayim, Alahayim, Alahayim. The English translates this as God, but in the Hebrew, it's actually powers. Okay? This is how you'll see it in the Assyrian. Oh. Sign it. Alahayim. Right? Alahayim. And this is how it would be written in the ancient. Alahayim. Right? This is Alahayim. Right. Which means the powers, authorities, powers, authorities, gods. Powers, authorities, or gods. Okay. Not that big deal. Let me keep it out of Slovakia. Slovakia, bear with me one sec, just getting everything together for y'all. Okay. Next one, we'll cover Bara'ah. Bara'ah basically means Ra'ah, to create. Some of these are verbs. Okay? These are words you're going to see tomorrow. So, and in the Assyrian, in the ancient, everything, nothing is connected here, okay, to create. Bara, Alahayim. So the first verse in Genesis is technically Bara Ashyat, Bara Alahayim. Another thing you have to understand about the Hebrew is that sentence structure. Sentence structure is object. We're going to get into that in a second. Next, we'll get that in a second. Okay? And after that, I'll just break down the more common words that you're going to need for tomorrow. Lastly, oh yes. Okay, so first is Shemayim. Shamayim. Now, this is what you have to understand about Hebrew. These are two totally different words. Shah can be somewhat translated as that or who, pertaining to something. Really pertinent. pertaining, right? Pertaining to a thing. This is water. Whenever I come, you hear brother ask for my yum, he's saying, I need water, right? My yum is water. So, pertaining to water. When you get into the scriptures and you get into Genesis 1:1, if you're here tomorrow or you watch class tomorrow or watch the service tomorrow, I'll be breaking down that we are smarter than our oppressor, right? Adam understood that outer space functions similar to water on the planet. Just like if you go into the Atlantic Ocean or the Indian Ocean, the middle of the ocean, you'll freeze to death. What happens to you if you go in outer space? You'll freeze to death. The vacuum of space, you'll freeze to death. Adam understood this thousands of years ago.
Among other things.
Huh?
You won't be able to breathe either,
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing in the water.
Right.
If you go deep underwater, even if you have a scuba suit, even if you have that big thing they have for the submarines, there's a thing that big thing with the helmet. You notice that's like the opposite of an astronaut suit, right? You think that's an accident? When you want to travel in space, what do they call it? They don't call it a space car. What do they call it? A spaceship. Space functions like water. Adam understood this. And so because of that, he named what is above us in the sky, Shemayim, pertaining to water. We understand it as heaven. Right? Shemayim, heaven. Right? Ratazah. This is a word you'll hear often if you're familiar with the Jewish man. He says eretz. You'll find they have differences. Another common one. Ratazah, interestingly enough, they'll turn this into an S or a Z. Like our friend back there. Let's go. If you look up Ratazah's name in English, it'll say Perez, which is completely butchering up his name. There's no F, and there's clearly it's his I in there. But yeah, that's what's called. They say Eretz. Eretz Yisrael. But it's Aratazah Yashra. Land of Israel. Kyle, what you gonna say, bro?
No, just back to the point you made before this, but
Shemayim or heaven?
waters.
Yes.
Isn't that in Genesis also with the Most High separated?
No, understand. That the water is separating from the waters.
Firmament?
Well, yeah, that's right. The one waters he called heaven. The one waters he calls pertaining to water. That's literally what you're going to read once you become able to read Hebrew. You'll read what he's saying is the one waters he called pertaining to waters. But it's just in English we understand it to be what we today call heaven. Okay? It's about to a point untraining your mind to English so you can understand what's really being said. Because a lot of times you'll read and translate and it's like, they messed up that translation completely. Arasa. Land. Now, this can be like literal territory. This can be what I'm standing on. And that's basically it. Land or earth. Earth. Land or earth. Ra. Ratazah. Ratazah. And now lastly, this is the last one, and then I'm going to start giving you just the words because we can't go through every verse. This does not exist in English. However, you are going to see it everywhere. Ah. unrepresented. Slakia, is it possible you could pull up Genesis 1:1 in the Hebrew? Is it possible? So, and is it possible you can make sure they people on Maka see it, publisher? Just share the screen on here. Yeah, God. Unrepresented. Wait, Slakia. All right, tomorrow. Okay. You got it? God, 1 second. About to get it for you right now. Is it the whole thing, or I just want to? No, I want the actual. What's it called? These are the actual. Yeah. So we have "af" here. "Af" is a word that's unrepresented in English. The problem is that the sentence structure in Hebrew can be very what's it called? Blue letter usually has it. Just iakan, bara'ashia, iakan. That's good enough. Okay. So as y'all can see here, you got bara'ashia, right? Bara'a, alahayim, right? Hashemayim, wa'at, arataza. Now, here's the problem. Let me break down exactly what he just said right there. In the beginning, create the powers, heaven and earth. Now, because we're raised inside of a Christian nation and we all know that verse, that's easy to break down. The problem is, the purpose of "af" is that there's certain verbs that work in conjunction with other verbs. The dog ate baby's food. Ate dog baby food. You know that can be very misconstrued, right? Who ate what? We don't know the subject and we don't know the what's called. "Ah" lets you know the subject, the object that is being used as that is being used. Meaning, the subject is the creation, is al-hayy. The object is arataza and shemayim. So "af" lets you know the powers created the heavens and the earth, not the heavens and the earth created the powers. Basically, ate dog baby food. The baby didn't eat the dog's food, the dog ate the baby's food. That's the purpose of "af." If you don't have "af," you really just got a verb and two nouns. And without context, you won't even be able to understand what's going on. Right? Who ate what? Who broke what? Right? So now we're going to get into some words that you're definitely going to see tomorrow. Okay? If anybody has any questions or online or in the class, let me know now, because we're going to get these words. Okay. Shucks. Okay. Now, there's a few words we're going to get. First word you're going to see a lot. You should know this word. You see it all the time. Suwa. It was good. Okay. Another word you're going to see a lot. Khan. Salatios Sahazahab, "Khan is so," not good. That's my mistake. Just letting you know. Khan is so. Basically, anytime you see "and it was good," to wow. Anytime you say, usually Khan comes first, as "it was so." Basically, let there be two lights in the heavens. And it was so. The Most High saw it, that it was good. Y'all understand? When you read Genesis, the first chapter, the Most High will give instruction. This is what I want created. And it was so. As in the angels heard it and carried out the order. Which really is a greater breakdown when you understand that of let us create man in our image. Because really when you think about it, I want this done. And it was done. Meaning they carried out the order specifically. And then he comes back to say, y'all did carry out my order specifically. It was good. God. So this is good. Swab. And this is con. So / agree / yes. In this instance, it's more so. So, but the reason I put agree here is because that's the blanket. For today, I'll say that's the blanket understanding of con, so that you understand. Con is yes, but in Israel, spirit. If you ever want to understand, Salakia, sir, tell me now. If you ever want to understand like how words can mean a million things, right? But we just like it's a yes. Con. How many different ways? Mabatza. How many different ways do we use con? Con is yes. Con is okay. Con is what's it called? Con's everything. It's spiritual, but not ooky spooky spiritual. The spirit of how I use it. Con. It's the spirit of how you use it. I'm using it, and it was so. It was agreeable. That's how it was. That's what it is. Con also comes from kawan, which means building, meaning in the process of building something. Kawan or chian, which is the name of a false god, means a statue. Kawan means kawan. Like English or building also means a building or something built. What are you gonna say about that?
Like one word in this Spanish specifically use it, which would be like yes or like agree.
Yeah, right.
It would be like ya. You know how we spell it? It's actually ya.
Got it.
So it's Y-A is ja means yes or agree.
See. Yeah, come. Yes. Okay, so you got con is con. It was so. Award. Award. Alright, award ya Allah. Or in English, burial is light. You're gonna see that a few times. Award. War. War. Okay, means light. Right? Yes, a war. Okay, Kashak. We have a brother in the school. His name is literally Kashak Awar, which means out of darkness into light. But technically, the name itself is darkness light. Kashak is dark / darkness. Kashak. Kashak, right? Hanya is another name for face. God. No, that one. Okay, you're gonna see this a lot. Amar. Amar is said. You're gonna see that a lot tomorrow somewhere. Wait, sorry. Said, okay. Amar is said, you'll see that in different forms. Yes. Here's another good one. You'll see this, but I'll give you this one first. I'll give you both ones so you're aware. Young is C. However, you will see this word almost everywhere. This, everywhere. Now, this is what I mean. Hebrew is words built on top of other words. This means a C, right? This is also S. This is the Hebrew S, plural S. Like, just like in English, something becomes plural by putting an S at the end. Something becomes plural by putting C at the end. Akim, a sea of brothers. Now go back into the scriptures and see how many times that a large group of people are referenced as a sea. What's it called? Even the scripture about us in the truth. I saw a large sea, and the sea spit out people. Those are brothers in the truth that are being spit out of the world. Okay? Sea is plural. Now, why did I bring that up? This is a little more advanced, but once we get into it in the coming weeks, you'll start to see conjugation. Our oppressor does not like to use present and past, which when you it makes sense. It makes sense to someone who understands patois in the way like our people speak in those dialects, because certain tenses really don't exist in certain forms, in certain ways. Because like you can really say I will. Like in certain instances, like when you really look at it, the way we translate it and it can be translated is similar, like to how patois and other languages we use to translate it. Because certain things aren't necessary. Like I walk can be like I will walk. I walk to the store. I will walk to the store. That can be the same thing. You don't have to necessarily say that if you were speaking a language like patois. I hang out with different groups in the tribe, so I kind of pick up on different dialect differences. And because of that, you have things like this. So you have your one, right? This makes it present tense, so as you would say. But there's no really thing as seeing, but it means to see in the present tense. This translates to get. Now, traditionally, Ra'ash is first. Ra'ashwan. Traditionally. However, for whatever reason, in the Mosai's wisdom and Moses' wisdom as well, really the Mosai's, Akkad is used for first in Genesis, the first chapter. Every other verse has the letter, has the corresponding, and it's not placed either. It's day one in the Hebrew. It's day one, Yawam Akkad, day one, Yawam Shinya, day two. It's not first day, fourth day, no. Now that doesn't exist. Placing does exist, and they get it from us. You add fa to the end of the word. So sixth place, fifth place, that comes from us in the Hebrew. Okay, you'll see that Yawam means dead. Okay, we got a now. There's one I'm dealing with now. This is young. Salaki, sir, have you ever heard that theory about Leviticus 18 and 22?
Is that Qadash?
Khan. But have you ever heard, you're familiar with Zakar being used? Zakar can be used for
memory, remember?
Right, but it can also be used for a few things like mankind, male, and even man-child. So, you know, the Jewish man and idiots who want to listen to him. Basically, sexual deviants that heard an Amalekite sexual deviant use this to say, well, Zakar can also mean a boy, so 18 and 22 could be talking about a boy. Yawam is dead, right? The reason I bring that up is the first instance of Zakar being used in that instance is in this verse. Babu Shah, if you could, if somebody could pull Genesis 1 and 26. Okay? Because we got these words here. Okay? We getting some words that y'all don't need. 27, I'm sorry. Okay. You got it? Okay. Now let's get it. And Slotty, you got it? Bruce, young man Bruce, read it about the show.
27?
Yeah, Con, 27.
Book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 27.
Okay.
So the Most High created man in his own image.
Created man in his own image, right?
In the image of the
Keep going.
In the image of the Most High created he him.
In the image of the power created he him. Meaning what? The angels created everything. They showed that they have the reputation to get instruction and carry out that instruction. As I said earlier, we agree, we created, and the Most High saw that it was good. We have the ability, don't eat pork. Okay, we agree with that. That's what we're going to do. We're going to move forward not eating pork. And the Most High sees us and said, y'all did good. It's the same concept. Right? Keep going. Created.
In the image of the powers created he him.
Right.
Male and female.
And what?
Male and female.
And what?
Male and female.
That word, the first time Zakar is used in this instance, is to talk about a what? A what?
Male and female.
Male. A literal male. Right? It is not talking about a boy. It is talking about the spirit of Zakar, as the Yatazar brought up earlier. It is literally remember. I am remembered through my sons. I remember through my ancestry. I am remembered through mankind. Mankind's existence keeps the memory of a man named Adam on the earth. That is his memory. Right? And then you want to be so disgusting. You want to defile a man's memory. You want to literally sit here and say, no, this verse actually gives me the right to defile a man's memory in its youth. That's disgusting, man. I just had to bring that out to let y'all know these are the types of things we have to battle. People who want to destroy, who want to misuse our ancient records for all types of nonsense. God.
You talking about some of those rituals that Amalek does?
Okay, people, Amalek and those outside of Amalek choose to try to basically use the word Zakar, You're familiar with the scripture, man shall not lay with mankind?
Right, yes.
Mankind is the car in that scripture, the same word that is used for male here. They try to say that's a mistranslation. It shouldn't be mankind, it should be child. Man shall not lay with child. But when you go into the Hebrew, that word literally means man, male. So if you want to take out that, we could take out that. We could take out child too and say it means male. Man shall not lay with male. You're still a homosexual. I'm sorry, a part of the LGBTQ. Right? Now, Salahi, we almost out of here. Uh, 31. Okay, we got a few minutes.
10 minutes.
Come on, we'll get a few things. Okay, first, let me just get back to this. Okay, so, that's the main thing we gotta do now. Yeah, John. John. So the next thing we're gonna do is go over this. I'm not gonna break this down. I have technically the breakdown, but I'm not gonna get into that on the Most High's name. But we are gonna break it down exactly somewhat. Yeah. Ha. Well. Yahweh. And you will see it in chapter 2. Yahweh. Now, that's one thing that's funny. You do not see the Most High until chapter 2 of the Bible. The Most High. Now, let me just write this quick. Well, the last thing, we're going to cover is sorry. Yeah, well, okay. Sorry, let me just fix this. Wow. Okay. Cool. Yeah, God, Yahweh, the Most High. Now, see if there's any other words. There's a few words you should know. Oh, God. Let me just get these right quick. Rob. Evening. Rob. Evening. Bakwar. Almost out of here, sir. Bakwar. Morning. Bakwar. Morning. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay, what's called? We don't need the sun and the moon yet, since that's not for a while. Okay, Bakwar, moon, morning. Now, Now, this is the last word, last two words we're gonna get. Adama. This word 127 from 119, soil, from its original redness. Country, earth, ground, husbandman, lands, countrymen. Okay, Adama Khan.
So like, Arab doesn't mean also
Arab.
Arab. Like,
Arab or Arab more than likely comes from each other. Yeah, Arab comes
mixed
from.
or mingle.
Huh?
It says it means like mixed or mingle.
Khan. Arab.
Okay.
Khan. I'll look it up in a second for you. But Khan, this is Adama. Adama means up. Sorry, hold up. From the ground. Right? Now, one thing you'll understand is that your father picks your name. Inside of here, Commanding General Yohana picks our names. What I mean by that is every aspect of our name is decided by him. Your name in certain rare situations can be changed if the man who directly gives you the name, if the generals come back and say that doesn't sound right, this is going to happen for men and women. Like, for instance, there's instances where I've talked to Officer Hajahab and he said directly, I think more than likely the mothers named the tribe something and then Jacob went back and made small alterations with the spellings for his own comforts. For instance, up from the dash or up from the ground is this, Adama, right? But naturally, when you understand Hebrew, this is a ha. This is the hana. Hana. This. Feminine. This makes the word feminine. So, what you naturally do, X this. The name's for a man, right? You get rid of this, and you're left with Adam. Which means the same thing. Up from the ground. Right? And this is Adam. Right? Up from the ground and Adam. Okay? So what you would do is, this would make me a feminine name. Right? So in order to make it masculine, you drop the feminine points. Right? So that happens. So now it changes how it's specifically said. Your father changes your name. Your name could be pronounced something, spelled a certain way, but means something different. That happens sometimes. You'll find that in the Hebrew. Okay? So we'll go more in depth into these words and so on and so forth and other words tomorrow in the South service. But for that, that's the end of the class today. We give time
Guys, man of Israel, we're just gonna click it, right? We're gonna give one courtesy salute. Man of Israel at Majam, which means to stand. Man of Israel at Majam Shabbat. At Majam, Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatam. To the sisters, Yahweh Shema Alatam Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, Shalom Israel.
Oscar, Jalad, Daniel, even class. Don't worry, we'll get rid of that right for you. Shalom, Israel.